So it's a little hectic, especially when we're on in the afternoon, but you know, there's a lot of racing going on, and we want to try and bring out the best racing for our viewers and offer them an opportunity to see as much as they can.
And I do want to show a clip of Jeanne's show, Horses and Courses, if we can get that queued up. This is Horses and Courses, airs at 10 a.m. on Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You tape on Monday.
Yes.
So Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday at 10 a.m. on the OTB channel, if we can take a look at a clip.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jeanne Wood. We have had a great weekend of racing. Unfortunately, some weather problems did create a little bit of difficulty in terms of some surface conditions. Nonetheless, a great weekend's worth of stakes racing action. We're going to give you the entire rundown of the New York bred action at Belmont Park a little later in the program, but we're going to begin at Keeneland, and we'll head back to last Thursday's stakes feature, the Woodford Stakes. The Woodford on the turf, going short for older horses. We'll head down to Kentucky in the Woodford.
And they're off in the Woodford. Rock Chalk comes right out running for the lead. TD Vance has early speed. Hold the Salt up close in third. Ever a Friend down toward the inside. And there goes time after time.
That's a clip from Horses and Courses on the OTV channel. So
it's a little bit of what I do. I'm glad we were able to come up with a clip where my hair color was the same as it is today. I was a little worried about what they were going to do.
Didn't want it to be outdated, did you?
Exactly.
Now, we just had the big Breeders' Cup this weekend. How did that go? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was actually a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it poured rain.
Yes,
for
the
2
weather
days
wasn't
down
that
there.
great.
I went down there. I was down
did?
there and I did some call-in segments. We had a show that afternoon with a couple of handicappers on the air.
So you did a seminar.
I did some call-in segments during the show where I was, you know, down there by the paddock looking at the horses and giving a little bit of a, you know, my opinion and so forth. So it was fun. It went very well. We had, you know, a lot of great racing. Unfortunately, with the muddy conditions, it was a little kind of literally a damper, but you know, it's great racing and it was a lot of fun.
Did it change the results? You know, when there's a muddy track, does that sometimes
it can
change how everything goes? Does that change your pick sometimes?
It can, but it didn't really this time, and that was good. And it didn't really seem to affect the racing in that there weren't a lot of long shots. There were only two horses that paid what most people would consider long shot prices. One paid $18 and one paid, I believe, $22 or $23. So even then, they weren't really big prices. So it was, you know, I think it was pretty formful racing, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me to be there, but you know, the racing was very good. And
you did a seminar. Was that the day before you did a seminar?
It was Wednesday night down at the Albany Teletheater. We had the seminar, and it was on our Capital OTB's website, capitalotb.com. As well, and I also did a seminar up at the Racing Museum last Saturday. So there's been a lot of Breeders' Cup buzz, actually.
So what goes on at one of these seminars when I